Becoming a high achiever, someone who really gets stuff done, also means that you want to take care of your body. You realize that your body is the vessel you're using to produce and get things done with. That means getting enough sleep, taking care of yourself really well. I have decided now, I've become aware of the fact, and I've been aware of it for a long time, but I've just been putting it off, that I am not exercising enough and I am not weighing my ideal weight. I currently weigh 96.7 kilos and I'm 173 on my short leg and 174 on my long leg. I am not supposed to be this heavy, and I can feel that my gut is just too big and in the way. The problem is, though, that when I get dressed, I feel pretty good about my physical body. I feel comfortable, but I am not able to run like I used to be able to do, and I've attributed that to age, but maybe it's not age. It could just be the fact that I'm 10 kilos overweight at least. And in order to get rid of that weight, it starts with a decision. If you are someone who wants to become a highly achieving person, someone who really is able to produce stuff and get things done, you're going to want to take care of your physical body as well, right? And it has to start with a decision. You have to understand why you want this and that you've decided you're going to do it. I'm going to explore one of the reasons why I want to do this because I think it might connect with you. I'm a technological optimist. I've followed along and I've seen some tremendous changes. When I was a kid, we had 3 channels and they were all in black and white clunky TVs. And I remember the first color TVs thinking the color doesn't look realistic. And now we have Dick Tracy on our wrists. And before we just thought that was just like pie in the sky. I can remember the first transistor radios that came out and how exciting that was. Yes, I'm a fossil, I guess. I'm a baby boomer. I was born in 61. And so I've seen a tremendous change technologically speaking, and also in terms of the information ability. And now we've seen an even accelerated amount of change because of the things that we have through ChatGPT and other AI models. The sky is the limit. I've watched and followed along with someone named Ray Kurzweil. If you haven't heard about him, you should check him out. And he has been fairly good at predicting what the future is going to hold. And along with his predictions, I sincerely believe that between 2030, 2033, for every year you are alive, you will gain a year. That means, that's really easy for someone who's in their 30s, early 40s. But for someone like me in my 60s, I'll be pushing 70 I will be 70 in 2031. That means if I keep my body biologically younger because I've been taking care of it, I'll be able to benefit greater from the innovations that will come through medical research. And because it's combining now with the AI and with data information technology. I appeal to you, if this is something that is important for you, because how long you're going to live, you'll never know. I could die tomorrow. But the freedom that you have when you have a healthy body is just undeniably fantastic. And I really want you to be able to have that freedom too. It doesn't matter if you're very overweight or you're addicted to something. You can change your life and you can get out of it. I sincerely believe that. I'm not advocating that you can change anything just by mentally thinking about it. It has to be followed up through action. It starts with a decision or awareness, and then you have to start acting. And you're acting, and as you're acting, you're learning. You're training the mind and the brain to do something. That's why you have to avoid this either or paradigm. Either I'm really sticking to my diet or I'm not sticking to it. No, don't do that. Think of it in terms of degrees of. And if you fall off the wagon, get right back on it. Because remember, the longer you lay on the ground, the farther the wagon gets in front of you, right? You got to jump up, run after it, and jump back on. It doesn't matter if you fall off because you're learning something. And guess what? A lot of learning happens because you're just trying and you're doing it over and over again. You don't really have to think that much. Journaling helps. I like to journal. I actually love to journal, but it's not necessary as long as you keep trying again and again and again. Actually, I remember reading, and I should probably try to find the source for that, the people who have quit smoking are the people who've tried the most. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? In other words, you don't give up. You try again and again and again in order to be able to achieve that goal, and eventually you figure it out. What I'm going to do this time in order for my weight loss journey is I'm going to share it with the YouTube channel. I'm going to share my results on a nice curve when I see the weight going down. At the same time, I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me record how many calories I'm eating per day. I'm shooting between 17 and 1800 calories per day, and I'm going for a highly nutritious diet. I used to love to do low carb, but it's not sustainable because, you're at a party or something, and I just don't like the whole idea of a either or sort of regimen. I want to be able to eat whatever I feel like eating, but in much smaller amounts. The thing I'm going to be strict on, though, is that I'm going to end most days, Mondays through Fridays. My last meal is going to be around 4 o'clock, 1600 hours. And that means I'll have a nice fasting period until the next morning when I wake up, and I'll have my breakfast maybe around 9 or 10 or so. So it'll be quite a few hours there of letting my body fast. I'm also going to increase my activity, but remember, weight loss, it's hard to lose weight just by increasing how much you exercise. In order to lose weight, you really need to limit the amount of food you're eating. And then one of the biggest things you need to be able to do is to tolerate the pain of hunger. There are several types of hunger. If you are literally dying of hunger, that's a different kind of hunger than the kind of hunger that most of us experience in the Western world, where we have more of a desire. Something triggers a desire. I open the refrigerator and there's a chocolate, right? And I didn't really want chocolate until I'd opened it and saw it in front of me. So that means I wasn't really hungry for chocolate. It was something that was triggered by some external cue. And this is something we experience all the time. Something is triggering our desire to eat. That's why people recommend eat before you go shopping for grocery shopping, because then you'll buy more on what's on the list rather than some sort of impulse buying of something that's going to taste good. You have to be able to learn to tolerate that pain. So that's part of the process, awareness and being able to tolerate the pain. If you're someone who wants to continue producing results way into the future, you never know how long you're going to live, but you can make sure that your health span is really good by taking care of your body. And when you take care of your body, you have more energy. When you have more energy, you can really achieve the maximum amount of goals per day, per week, per month, per year, and literally transform your life into the dream life that you really want for yourself.